We have a very interesting question that whenever we perform method validation, then a question comes in our mind that on which strength the validation should be performed. Now the answer to this question is the formulation which is having more quantity of placebo in it, on that strength the validation is performed. Okay, this is the one line answer to this question. Now we will understand in deep that how to decide on which strength the validation or method validation of our any formulation on which strength it should be performed. Now there are two formula of any drug. One is the linear formula and second is the look-alike formula. We will go step by step and understand what is linear formula, what is look-alike formula of any formulation of a drug, and then we will conclude on which strength the validation study is performed. Now you can see on first we will take the linear formula. What is linear formula? From the word we understand that the different formulation or the different strength of any drug have the excipient or the API in an increasing manner, in a linear increasing manner. Here we have taken an example of a drug like paracetamol, which is an API. Now we have two strength of this paracetamol drug. One is the 100 mg and second is 200 mg. Okay, here what we observe that in the first strength we have 100 mg of API, that is paracetamol, and in the second strength, that is 200 mg, we have just double of this 100 mg. That means that our API is increasing linearly. Okay, that's why this type of formulation is called a linear formula. Okay, now you can see here there are two excipient. This example I have taken this just as an example, talc and lactose. Now talc in the 100 mg strength is 40 mg. Okay, now we can see that in 200 mg of strength we have talc of 80 mg. So in this case also the concentration of talc is increasing linearly. Okay, similarly in lactose we have in 100 mg of strength 20 mg and in 200 mg of 40 mg. Similarly, the other excipient which might be having this formulation, for example it is xmg, then in 200 mg of its strength we will have 2x of mg. Means whatever the API or any excipients which you are using in this formulation are increasing in a linear manner. Okay, now if we look at the weight of each individual weight of this tablet, capsule, whatever it may be, it is just in a linear fashion. Okay, for example here we have the total count or the addition of this API and talc or excipient as 160 mg, and similarly in 200 mg we will have of 320 mg. Now if you have remembered what I have said, that the answer to this question is that the strength of the formulation having more amount of placebo, on that strength the method validation should be performed. Now the composition or the strength having more amount of excipient, for example in this second strength we are having more amount of excipient as compared to this 100 mg strength. Here you can see the talc is 80 mg and in lactose is 40 mg. So the strength having more amount of excipient, or we can say the placebo, faces more challenges in terms of extraction and other issues, or in other words we say it is a worst condition scenario. So in the linear case formula, the higher strength in most cases on the higher strength we perform this method validation study, because the challenges in these formulations are more as compared to this lower strength formula. Now we have a second case, the look alike formula. There are formulations in which are having multiple strength. Here also I have taken two strength 100 mg and 200 mg, but in that case to understand we will go from the backwards. Okay, now here you can see the formulation, this 100 mg and 200 mg are are looking very similar in shape and size. On this first example, the linear formula, the shape of this tablet or capsule, whatever it is, that is also increasing as the API content is increasing, or the whatever the excipient content is increasing. For example here it is 160 mg and in here is 320 mg. But in look alike formula, as the word says, they both are look alike, एक जैसे समान दिखते हैं, एक समान दिखते हैं. तो the lower strength and the higher strength are looking in a very similar manner. Now we will come to the composition of this formula. of the lower strength and this is the highest strength. Now here we can see the paracetamol or the API content is 100 mg in the first one and the 200 mg in the second one. But here is a drastic change in the excipients which have been used. In talc, in the first strength it is 100 mg and in the second strength it is 50 mg. Similarly here the lactose, here it is 100 mg and 50 mg. Now it is a look-alike formula, so the tablet weight is almost similar is, and also they visually you can see they are in very similar in shape and size. That's why we call it as look-alike formula. Now if we look deep into this formula, you can see that in the lower strength the composition of the excipients is more as compared to this higher strength. So the validation study will be performed on the lower strength and all the parameters of the validation in this case will be performed on this lower strength because it has more amount of excipient as compared to this higher strength. So it is very clear that whichever whatever is your formula, whether it is a linear formula or the look-alike formula, the strength of any drug which is having more amount of placebo will have to face more amount of challenges in terms of extraction issues and other whatever challenges it is facing, and we call it as the worst case, and the validation study is performed and on that strength. Okay, so friends, I think I have tried to explain and made you understand what I am trying to say. If you have any confusion, any doubt, or you have want to add something to this, you can write me in the comment section. We will discuss in the other videos also. Okay, thank you for now.